So I'm Callie, like he said. I'm from Hartsville, Tennessee, and I have a 4-year-old little girl. Her name is Scarlett. Now, I don't work, like I said, but she is a full-time job, let me just tell you. So I don't know how many people here, I don't know if any of y'all have children or anything like that, but today my topic was kind of just how to focus and how to balance family life on top of school life, all on top of maintaining your faith as well. Because I know for myself, a personal fact about me is I'm an avid lover of Jesus Christ. Without him, I don't think me having my daughter and getting through school would be at all possible. And that's just how my heart feels, and that's how I have felt the entire time I've been a mom while in school. I would say, a lot of people say to keep home life and school life separate. And, I kind of preach that as well towards the beginning of school. Just because I had always thought, if I'm stressed at school, I don't want to bring that home to my daughter. If I'm stressed at home, I don't want to bring that to school. Because like Dr. Ripsky said, nursing school's hard. It's really hard. And it's also another full-time job. But what I've come to learn over my past 2 years in the nursing program is it's okay to mix school and home because, having a daughter kind of motivates me to do better in school. So I've realized coming home and discussing with my parents, my fiance, my daughter, my stresses, hey, I need a night free. I need 5 minutes to her dad. I need 5 minutes to either read over this paper or just relax. That's bringing school into home life. And I feel like it's kind of important to do so. My family has been a tremendous help. And also, again, I don't know how many of you, who all lives at home currently? How many of you do live at home? Yeah. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You have to have a good support system, at home. Cumberland, can be expensive. And Cumberland is a wonderful, amazing school, and they're on top of their students, and their students work hard. So having that good family system at home is always a plus. I would say that there's been many days, many exams, many 4 a.m. clinicals where I don't want to do them, I don't have any motivation, but I look at the little girl next to me and I'm like, this is all for her, I kind of got to do it. It's time to get up and go. That's key really, is learning how to balance who you have at home versus who you are at school and who you are with your family. It's just having that support system and having that balance. Setting a time to study, setting a time to watch TV with my daughter, setting a time to go on a date night with her daddy, spending time with my parents. My parents are avid lake lovers. They love going to the lake. Sunday or Monday for Labor Day, I should probably not have gone on the lake with them, but I did anyway because I need family time. I had an exam Tuesday, but, I hadn't spent a weekend with my parents in a long time. That was important to them, and it was important to me. I still found time to study for my exam and spend time with family, all while still loving Jesus. So, I don't know, it's just one thing after another, it seems, in school. You have these stresses and you have these worries, and it's always nice to know you have someone at home or someone you can call or text, to vent. I would definitely say balancing it has been hard. It's not easy. It's not easy coming to school and then, going home. Maybe some people's home life isn't ideal, and that's probably really hard. So my topic today is just, how to more so balance that. Give your time 5 minutes. Give yourself 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Watch a movie. Get on TikTok. We all love TikTok. But just take that time for yourself. And a planner, I was not a believer in planners when I first started school, not at all. I would see my friends, they'd have these 4-inch thick planners, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm just a messy person. I just don't know how you But I feel like a planner is important, especially now being a nurse in school. Like, set this Monday, I have an exam Tuesday. I'm going to study Monday night. Maybe at 9 o'clock, I'll go in there and talk with my parents. Maybe 10 o'clock, I'll sit down with my daughter and watch cartoons. And then I'll go back to studying. Because in nursing school, I don't sleep. So it's really a priority for me to set those times. And another thing, too, is not just parents or siblings or children or significant others that can help you balance your home life. The professors here at Cumberland and the staff are nothing short of phenomenal. They are angels, They will help you with anything you need help with. They're great in giving advice. They're great in teaching. They're just all around great at what they do. We have counseling services here on Cumberland. So if you're ever struggling with that home life and school life mixing, I would definitely say we have probably one of the best counselors around. We just have an overall astounding staff and what they really care for their students. And another, group to look to would be your friends. Friends are also supportive, and you have to set time aside for your friends as well. Study groups, you're still spending time with your friends. We have tests, we have to study. So if you haven't spent time with your friends in a while, but you're in the same class, create a study group. Study together. But yeah, like I said, I once was a believer and you don't mix the two, but I definitely think you should. Because everyone in your household or your friend group or whatever, they should know this is what I'm going through, this is the time I have for you, and this is the time I have for school. And that's really important, all while maintaining your strong relationship with, Jesus, because that's what I've done. I know not everybody's, religious, but that's okay. Whatever makes your heart feel good, I feel like that's another big point to have in your life, is whatever makes you happy. Because school, like I said, is stressful. So, yeah, that's what I would say is I think you should definitely mix school life and family life, because it can be a good thing. That's for sure. It can be a really good thing.
Callie, you mentioned your daughter's father.
Mm-hmm.
And you're calling him your fiance.
Mm-hmm.
So you had her before you started college?
Yes.
You had her in high school?
Yes. I was 16 when I had my daughter. Her dad and I have been together for 6 years now. His name is Brady. We currently live at home with my parents right now, just because when I had Scarlett, they made him and I a promise, we will get y'all here. We want to see you thrive. And not everyone is lucky enough to have parents like mine. They are angels. They are, not everyone's parents can do that. We are currently under contract for our first home. So they've gotten us to this point, and without them, we couldn't be here. But yes, she's at home currently right now with her dad. I had to quit softball. I was a softball player in high school. I had to quit cheerleading. I was a cheerleader. So it was definitely hard. But I just tell myself, if I can do it, and I tell others, if I could get through that and get through here, anyone can do it, because it was hard. I started Cumberland in the fall of 2017, and I've been here ever since. And I graduate in May with my BSN, and then NCLEX, and then hopefully nurse practitioner. I don't know how long that'll be down the road, but one day I'd like to go back. But I feel like, mixing that school life and family life played a huge part in it, because without my family, I couldn't be here. And that's what I wanted to tell all of you, is to make sure you're including your mom and dad or whoever you have in your life, your significant other, your children if you have any, your best friends. Like, include them, let them know, If you're struggling, call them up. Be like, hey, I'm struggling, I need your help. Because, there's no one not there for you. There's always someone. You can always reach out to someone. Everyone has a person. whether it be just one person or whether it be your entire family. Reach out to them, let them know. But yeah, that's kind of my story. And there's a stigma around teen moms, a big one, a really big stigma. And I have fought very, very hard she'll be 5 in October, and I have fought extremely hard the past 5 years to break that stigma. Because, people think of teen mom, and I mean, even when I was pregnant, I was told, oh, that girl will go nowhere. She will be no one. She's just another girl who, we all know how it works, who got pregnant with her boyfriend. And, I'm happy to say, and people are still so shocked today when I tell them that we're getting married, because we plan to get married after I graduate. So I still feel like there's a little bit of stigma around me, just a tad, but I've proved most people wrong so far. I think I've proved everyone pretty much wrong. And you can too. Whatever's going on in your life, if there's any type of, you think, stigma around yourself, or if, some people might even have family that, like, you might be a first graduate, and, your family might not necessarily believe in college. Break it. Break that stigma. Prove them wrong. Because, that's the most rewarding thing, I think, probably about me going to school and me graduating in the next 7 months, is I broke that stigma, and I relied on my family, and my family provided for me, and my daughter was there for me, and her dad was there for me. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm really proud of my story. And we all have one. And it's great to tell it, and great to feel good about it. That's for sure.
Any of you have anything you'd like to ask Callie about things she said, stir up questions? Like to hear her speak to?
It's not really on that what we're talking about, but it's like, how long have you been in school? I mean, not nursing and everything.
How long have I been in college? Since the fall of 2017. And I got accepted into the nursing program in the spring of 2019, I think. So I've been in the program since then. It's 5 semesters, so this is my 4th one. This is my senior year, so I'm almost there.
I looked up when you were in my class, and it was, I guess, the spring of 2018.
Yeah.
And it said you were a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now I'm a senior, so it's exciting.
So I know it's probably had some hard days when things first went out. What got you through those days when you just felt like things against your mom's perspective?
My daughter, for sure. My daughter and Jesus Christ. I'm very strong in my prayer. I rely heavily on Him. I just have, and I say my daughter, but I mean my other family as well. There's been many days where I've just wanted to throw my books, pack them all up in the car, and lock the car for a few days. I don't even want to look at them, but my parents have never let me quit. The first day that I came to them and said, Mom and Dad, I'm not sure I'd tell you this at 16 years old, but, my life is about to drastically change. From that point forward, they've never let me stop. They've never let me quit. And I'm very blessed to have parents like that, extremely. So yeah, I would say that's what got me through those days.
Follow up on his question. When was your darkest time in the deepest valley?
I would definitely say my darkest time was probably the spring of 2018 into the beginning of nursing school, which would have been 2019. That entire year for me was extremely hard because I knew that going into the spring, this was my last spring semester of kind of being free, as you could say it. Prereqs, doing my prereqs here, that was not easy either. It was hard. But I knew once I got into nursing school that there was going to be a whole lot of more time taken from my daughter, a whole lot of time taken from my family. And I really struggled with that a lot. When I first got accepted into the nursing program, there were many days and many nights where I would just break down. And I would go to my mom and I would, I couldn't even console myself. That was probably my darkest time. That first semester of nursing school was probably the hardest thing I'd ever had to do in my entire life. And I had a baby in high school, and that was very hard. That was probably the hardest transition, and it was just hard seeing my daughter ask, "Mommy, can we go do this?" or "Can we go do that?" and me tell her, "No, I can't. I have to study," or telling my family no to going out to the movies or out to eat. I mean, that's hard. It was very hard for me. That was the roughest time. It wasn't until I got into my third semester of nursing school that I kind of came out of that gray area. Yeah.
Are your parents, or did you have family members who are college graduates, so they knew the demands of college and what you were going through? Could they relate to you?
My mom is an LPN. She went to trade school in Hartsville, and she has 4 of us. I have one of them, so I could not imagine what my mom went through, which I was there for most of it. And my dad got extremely, extremely sick while she was in nursing school. He's a police officer, and he doesn't have a tendon in his knee because he got that sick after surgery, and that whole year she was in nursing school was it was hard. So seeing my mom go through that was also another piece of motivation. My mom can do this with 4 kids and a very sick husband. I can do this with 1 and a supportive family. That was my whole mindset. My mom can do it, I can do it. It was a hard year, yeah. And I was 13 or 14 at the time. So, yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah. Go ahead.
So when you talk about time, like school, life, and the concept of like home life, you have a lot of difficulty getting that together. Like difficult.
It's hard to think.
The mask. It's a mask.
Like, you're finding like the home life and like the stuff like at home, tying it all in, so like fit in there. How difficult was it? So like get it all together.
How do you balance your life when you've got all these priorities competing for your time, and
Yeah.
school has to kind of be the priority?
Yeah, my planner, I'm telling you, the thing's my best friend. Literally, like, this day is for Scarlett. This day is for my other family members. This day I have to study, and I'm not breaking that. My family knows if I tell them, like, listen, tomorrow I have a big exam, I have to study, and they don't bother me or nothing. They're supportive of it. Tomorrow morning I have an exam, and I had one yesterday. Yesterday. So I have exams constantly. So they know, yeah. They're definitely supportive, and they let me study, kind of
Most
thing.
of you in FSL, one of the assignments that you have, if you haven't done it yet, I usually move it from October to now because I think it's more helpful if you do it now, is a time management calendar.
Yes.
Where you have to look at what all is in your life that you're going to spend time on so that you can see how you need to allot time to make time for exams or papers that are coming up in a few weeks or a couple of months. You got to start now making time so that when that deadline comes, you've done what you need to do. That time management, at the end of FSL, I ask students, this is my 5th year, to teach FSL, I say, what's been the hardest part of college for you? And they always say time management, because you never had to manage your time like you're having to manage now. It's a brand new experience. It's a discipline. It takes a lot of self-control and a lot of sacrifice. You're being expected to do things you've never done before. And time management is one of those.
It's funny because in nursing, that is one of the, you get to go to clinicals and you get to have labs and, all this, but you don't really get to practice as a nurse. Clinical is really not enough time to, get that practice in. And that's one of the main things they teach us as new nurses, time management, prioritizing. This patient goes over this one. Well, I have to give this med at a certain time, but I need to give this med also at the same time. So I need to make time increments. Time management is extremely important in probably everything you do. Everything. Especially in nursing, because that's like the main thing they preach at us. It's time management, prioritizing kind of thing. Very important.
It's hard. you all will learn to do it by doing it. There's no way for someone to do it for you. You will learn to manage your time by managing your time and figuring out what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of an individual thing, I think.
Yeah. You got to figure it out, kind of. Get your swing of things. But yeah.
Any other questions? You all, yeah, go ahead.
It's not about things that it's about how do you count attention? It's just like scanning in. Like how do you count attention? It's like scanning in.
You can do that. FSL requires you to attend to chapter chats. If you're going to write an essay on what you got from it, what you heard that was meaningful to you. I've always thought that essay is your attendance, but there are those who take the square, and you do that too on your iPhone, on your app. Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you all very much.
Yeah, Callie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
It was fun.
One of the joys of being a teacher is that you get to see students like Callie do well, and boy has she done well. I'm
You'll all do
proud,
great.
so proud of her.